Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
On July 4th, 1962, I found myself in the lost and found of mankind. Just because something finds its way to the lost and found doesn't mean that it wants to be there. Just because something finds its way to the lost and found doesn't mean that the person who lost it doesn't care for that lost item.
You are writing moments that people will learn from, grow from, and heal through for thousands of years. Together, we are co-authoring a unique moment in time. That DNA, those fingerprints, they're going to be gone. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. But it is your story that they will tell for thousands of years. But only if you leave it. Things that do not serve you must go. The longer you wait, the more time you give them to trick you into serving them. 22 homes in foster care, everything I wore as a scar, as a shame, things that started like Velcro on my spirit. After just a few months, then years, then decades, I had believed myself into believing that they were indelible tattoos. Sometimes we have to be broken down to appreciate the view once we start getting up. I want you to leave this place and know that you have been changed. Why? How do I know it's true? Because each of you has just changed.
way past time. How expensive do I have Now spell it out before you get it, baby. Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. But you walk right past me, pretending like you don't see what's yours for the taking tonight.
I'm ringing the bell. I'm ringing the bell. Yes, I wake that ass up. That's all I got to say. Ain't no sleeping up in here. You should have slept last night and took your ass to bed. We are here to get in it, to get with it, and to stay with it. Can I get an amen? Good morning. How you doing? Look at all y'all. You good morning, you beautiful people. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Dr. Lauren Michaels Harris. I'm happy to be here today. I really am. I am. I'll tell you. Ooh, thank you, Jesus. Finally did it. You know, when I do the Power of We Symposium, it's a year in the making. So after I return or after I pull it off, I take a month off from the gym because I go every day, Monday through Friday, and even a couple nights a week. So I'm pretty consistent with it, as you all know, because I say good morning to you every morning from the gym. So today was that first full day back. Oof. Let me tell you about it. You know what? After I was finished, I was so glad. I was like, yes. What is it you do? Put it in the comments. What do you have that keeps you grounded in your life, that starts your day off in the trajectory that you seek? You know, how you start the race is important. How you run the race is important. But most important of all is how you finish that race, because that's what a lot of people don't do. They fall out somewhere along the way. Can I get an amen? So we're here today. Good show, great show, awesome show, epic show. Take your pick for you today. My good friend Britton Carter is in the house, and I was thinking I was gonna say something sideways, but I ain't gonna do it. I'll wait till he get in here. I love this guy. I really do. Last year I had the honor of working with him. There he is. Working on the Project Heathen, and we're gonna take a look at that clip when he gets in here. Has he been busy since we were last there? And he hosted me every time I went to Cincinnati to film. I think it was 3 times. And was it 3? Because I drove once, I flew once. It wasn't no 2. I see you. Because I drove once, I flew once, and I took the bus. Remember, I took the bus that time because they gave me some lines at the last minute. I'm like, well, the flight too short for me to learn them, and I can't be reading while I'm driving, so I took the bus. And I'll never do that again. I don't care what I got to learn. I ain't doing that again. I'm just saying. So anyway, Britton Carter, he's a Cincinnati native and a community activist, and he really is. When I was there, I felt like every time I went somewhere, it felt like I was with the mayor of the Munchkin City. You know, everybody's like, hey. I was like, dang. And at first, because, you know, I'm used to my little area, I thought they were talking to me. Not. I was like, I don't know if I can deal with this. I ain't used to everybody waving at the person I'm with. So anyway, that's the bell of purpose. I ring it on purpose because on a serious note, the bell, that's not a prop. That's not a gimmick. That bell is an opportunity. It's a reminder, if you will, that the truth, just like that bell, has a ring to it. And I know we're busy. I know you flat ironing hair, making oatmeal for the baby, stuck in traffic, whatever it is you're doing. I don't want you to be so busy that you miss some truth when it's out on the table. Can I get an amen? Okay, so that's why the bell is here. She here too. Been here all 6 years. Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo. She's my little sidekick, my Ed McMahon. And I got a banana to eat on today. Hey, did you do this when you were a kid? Remember bananas had, back then it was only one banana brand, Dole. And I would put these stickers that come on my forehead and run around the house all day. Did you ever do that? If you did that, I know, quit lying, Britton. I see you in the back. This was a toy for people in the ghetto. This was a toy. You better put that sticker on and be happy. I did. And But I was also the kind of boy that would flip his eyelids and scare all my sisters and all kind of stuff. Take the thorns off of roses and stick them all over my face and chase the kids. Yeah. So anyway, back to Britton. He is a community activist. He truly is. He's author of both screenplays and stage plays. He's a director and a consummate actor. I thoroughly learned a ton from watching him work and working with him. And so supportive. So very supportive. And he serves his community through a lot of ways, but primarily media and speaking engagements. And he does it with the hopes of empowering the at-risk population. We have that in common. And he is focused on people that have made it through or are dealing with addictions, returning citizens from incarceration. Told you we have a lot in common. And he's currently penning his autobiography that addresses his personal journey regarding sexual abuse, mental health, and addiction. Now, he's in production right now, as we speak, with his first feature film entitled Fatal Betrayal, written and produced by Mr. Carter himself. And at the age of 86 years old, I'm kidding, 66. I told you I had to do something. He finds the glass of life half full and far from empty. So I'm going to stop there. And because I warned him, I said, send me a brief bio. I didn't say nothing about no whole novel. I'll just play it. I'm picking on it. So anyway, he's been here before, but it's been a minute. So I want us, even if he's been here 1,000 times, this is a guy who deserves a virtual standing ovation. How do we do that? Easy. Put your hearts on the screen as we welcome our good friend, Britton Carter, to the show. Here it comes. You see what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm.
You're ready Listen, I gotta forget. I'm changing background. I keep forgetting we ain't in your living room.
I know that's right.
Man, we had so much fun at your house.
We always did, Lauren.
In that kitchen.
Did. Oh, in Kroger's.
In Kroger's.
On the porch.
They still talking about them ribs I brought back from Cincinnati.
Are they?
Yeah, because I made some this past weekend. And even Brian, he was like, they don't taste like those ones you brought with, But what a great time.
I'm going to send you some.
Huh?
I'm going to have to go to Kroger's and send you some.
Well, I was planning on coming back to Cincinnati to hang out sometime. But how are you? How are things going? A lot going on in your world. Tell us about it.
Ooh, lots going on, Lauren, and I'm great. And thanks for having me back. And,
of course.
And let me say this right off the bat, Lauren, I love you to death. Everybody that in my family that's met you, they love you to death as well. Hello from Brenda. And let me just say from the outset that this is a show that I've always wanted to return to. You do such a great job, and I'm proud of you as well, Lauren. You're doing some great things.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
So what's been going on in my life?
Yes.
A lot. As you know, Lauren, we wrapped up Heathen. When I last saw you, we wrapped up Heathen. We went on from there. I went on from there to co-star in another movie, which was by another filmmaker. And at this point, I decided it was time to just branch off and do my own thing, so to speak, to create my own film. And I've been dying to do that. So I kind of put that on hold for 2 years. And now I'm deep in it. I'm in pre-production as we speak. And the movie is entitled Fatal Betrayal. And what I want to do with that movie, Lauren, is to really give women a voice, to put them in the positions that most men are seen in movies of this genre. It's a traumatic trauma. It's a murder mystery, who done it. And I wanted to give women, a voice in those types of media. So that's basically what I'm doing now.
That sounds exciting. And just to keep it real, I begged my way inside the movie the other day. Show did. I ain't ashamed. Closed mouths don't get fed. But I'm gonna just put it out there. I don't care how old you are. You're 66. You 5 years older than me?
Yeah.
Keep playing.
don't put me in the next one without me asking to see what happened. I was playing. You gonna have another movie with the voice of a gay man, right?
And listen, and you know, and it makes no difference because Lauren, I'm gonna tell you, man, I enjoyed acting with you. In fact, you know, I was hoping that particular director would embellish and give us more roles together because I thought that we had this chemistry that was so dynamic. And every time I watch that clip, I can see that chemistry working between you and I, you know, and it's this. So having you a part of Fatal Betrayal, and thanks for accepting, and thanks for bullying your way in.
Oh, dear. Well, you know why? You know, I didn't tell you this, but I'm in an acting class once a week now, virtually with Tony Boldy, one of the great acting coaches out in Hollywood. And he's been on the show, and then he kind of recruited me after he saw the clip and said, come on in. I think you can do something. So, matter of fact, what's today? Wednesday? What's today? No, Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday.
Thursday. I have it every Thursday night. So I'm going to bring a little bit of something else. But why don't we take a look at, because we'll set it up because we were brothers in this production. And
I'm going to set it up or you going to set it up?
Huh?
I'm going to set it up or you going to set it up?
You set it up. I was said to put in that part that I couldn't because I know you leave it out. I could not stand his ass. I'm not kidding. You know what shocked me the most? Because I had never acted in a movie. I done stage stuff back years ago.
Yeah.
But when I was watching you do stuff to other people in other scenes, I was like, that helped me get into character. Because I was can't stand his ass. I mean, boy. And then when they called me my time, I was ready for you.
I know that's right. Everybody hated me. By the time the film was done, everybody. Look, real quick story before you go to clip. I was actually in K&G where I had a little moonlighting job selling suits. You know, you always get on me about my suits.
Oh, he got so many suits, y'all.
Does it ever stop? No, it doesn't, Lord.
Yeah. Be doing fashion shows on Facebook, y'all.
So I'm in the store and I was selling a gentleman a suit when a lady next to me, she and her husband were standing there, and she says, "That's him. That's him." And I'm like, "That's who?" She said,
thought you was gonna get beat up.
You don't hate that. You're terrible.
Oh, see?
So,
yes.
You know, I guess I did my job, but
you really and supposed to have been a pastor.
Huh? Praise Lord.
Yeah. Okay. Don't be standing there. Don't be standing near anything metal.
Church, we are gathered here today.
Stop! You telling the lie. Hey, take a look, y'all. Take a look.
Let's take a look.
Mr. Cletus going.
There's Richard ass here.
Church, I am so glad we had this time together today.
You are the worst.
What?
Your son comes to see you, and you still act like a jackass.
I'm not some whore, and I'm not some tainted slut.
I know that.
I'm your wife, my nigga.
That line.
Yeah.
Today we're gonna talk about transparency. I'm what they say, somebody that's cut from a different cloth.
So for you.
What happened, Lauren?
Telling me I can't.
Asshole of all assholes. I've just called him the king of the heathens.
Are you ever gonna come back home?
Let's go. You can see that I was self-defense. This dude put his hands on me.
I'm gonna just let
So
y'all.
you like going to those strip clubs, don't you? You like hanging up there with them skanky hoes.
Y'all hear me, church? Give me an amen, church. Amen. Amen.
I said amen.
Look, the internet tried to act up on my part.
Yeah.
Trick no
You know
good.
what I'm saying?
I bet you.
You ought,
Look,
you ought to, hey, so you ought to rerun it, or either we can act it out for him.
no, I'm gonna play it again after the commercial break. I'm like, how in the world the internet? See, wait, that's why Comcast, Xfinity, they don't put their address on nothing. Wait, yeah, they don't put their address on nothing because I would be on my way. How y'all gonna butt in on my one little cameo too? But anyway,
on your part,
yeah,
man, that was epic.
You know, I wish I could see some of the other pieces, but you know, who knows?
Yeah.
God ain't done. God ain't done.
No,
so,
God's not done. And can I explain a little bit about the role that we cooked up for you and Fatal Betrayal?
For real?
Yeah, I cooked you up something special. You know, so initially, you know, and this is not giving anything away, but initially in the scene that I had created, there was a opportunity for it's in a hotel, it takes place in a hotel. So there's a guy who's a gay guy and a woman that works in the hotel, a desk clerk. So he's the cook and she's the desk clerk. And they're always standing.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Hold on.
Is the gay guy fine?
Is he fine?
Yeah.
Not
Don't be putting no ugly gay guy in there.
No, he ain't your style. But you will be. You will be fine. But you're not going to play that role. That's not going to be.
Okay, go on. Don't matter if he's ugly. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it don't matter. So what I did was I revamped that, and I want to give you the majority of that role and make you the key figure along with a girl, Kim, who's called Kim, and you guys together are going to be the missing pieces that actually brings this case together, you know, because you get a chance to see the killer and it comes back to you. So, I mean, I really want to act out your part. I'm telling you, I want to act it out. You get a chance to dress like you do, Lauren, really, really gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I like that red jacket I seen in the
clip. That pink one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they like that one.
You know I'm jealous, right?
Look, I can't wear it no more. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, well, send it on.
You know, once you put it out there, I'm like that. I donate them. I'll bring it to you. Let me ask you something. In that role, do I get to show my ass? I don't mean literally show my ass, but you know, do I get to?
Yeah, you get to go there.
I do.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you do you.
I'm ready.
So I'm creating this so that you know it'd be really something powerful. It'd be that wow factor that I need, and I know you can. I know you, Lauren. I know you can deliver this and give it the flavor it needs. That piece there is gonna be so dramatic. I can't wait till we get.
Well, tell people, share a little bit about your process.
Okay.
Britton, as far as how you build this out, because I was really surprised on the set how they actually create a lot of it like moments before.
Like right there and right there.
Yeah.
You know, I got to say this. You know, if nothing else, I attempt to be a truthful guy and I attempt to give credit where credit is due. And, you know, the person that I had worked with previous, they actually were pretty good at it as well. But so we used to ask each other, how do we come up with that type of thing where we're, you know, right there on the spot, instantly, we can create a scene. And I don't know, Lauren, I can remember when I was younger playing basketball, and I used to be on the back of the bus on the way to games, and I would write stories. So when I'm in the zone, and I call it my zone, when I'm in my zone, you know, I'm constantly looking at things and I'm creating right there on the spot. It's uncanny. You know, I can lay there in bed, I can see something, and I can write a story. You can give me a one-liner and I tell you a complete story from there. It's just something that, you know, I think it's God. It's not me. It's not attributed to any school. I didn't get it educationally wise prior to, what I did do was I woke up one morning and I just continued to write. And now it just, God's given me the ability to create a script right on the spot, change a line or two to make it fit, and keep it in the storyline. And most of the times I write based on the character, on the person that's going to play the character. So with you, Lauren, I'm having a ball because you're such a dynamic person. So it gives to my imagination, it gives to my ability to create. So
now you're shooting this where? Tell everybody where you're shooting this movie.
So we're going to be shooting Fatal Betrayal in Atlanta, Georgia. Actually, I'm relocating.
Out ATL. Go ahead.
ATL, Peach State.
I love those people down there
Hey,
in that
I
town.
Too. I love them too.
Yes.
They're great. Actually, I'm relocating. I'm in the process of relocating to Atlanta. I want to do the rest of my films in Atlanta, to tell you the truth. Atlanta is a beautiful state. I mean, a city, and Georgia is just a beautiful state, period. And I've got so much in terms of location at my disposal. Got a chance to meet all the movers and shakers there, and with the help of Miss Angela Rowley, who's been my COO for my company, Carter Films. She's been opening some major doors for me and introducing me to some major people. So, I'm really thrilled to be in Atlanta doing this movie. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it when you come down there. You're gonna love a lot of the locations. You're just gonna fall in love with.
I took the Power of We there 3 years ago. We were there because we're in Chicago one year, then we were in Atlanta, then we were back in Chicago, and of course a couple of weeks ago we just came back from Romania, our first international trip with Power of We Symposium, and the people down there were just so gracious to all of us because we had to take vans and take the whole show down there, and so I used a lot of local. From the caterers to the venue, shout out to the Biltmore ballrooms. And they helped me find all those inside people that if you didn't have someone who lived there, you would have never found these people because you needed to know them to get to them. Right. And I was so honored. Yeah. So I can't wait to come back. So so tell us the process. Have you started shooting or are you where you at?
Okay. So where I'm at right now is I just completed the rewrite of the script. I've just distributed the script to everybody except Lauren.
That's because I wasn't in it until 2 days ago.
So everybody has the script that's currently a lead actor, a supporting actor, right down to many of the extras. Some you want to do right there on the spot, because they have limited speaking, if any at all. My process is basically for us to do our table reads. So we're doing table reads right now. We've actually experimented with some shots in different locations just to see how it looked. Right now, I've been posting some of the shots that we've taken. I've posted one in particular. There was one where it was two officers that came out of court, and they right in front of the court building in Cincinnati. They began doing their dialogue. It was a rehearsal piece, but I thought it was so great that I captured it anyway. And it was great. So right now what we're doing is we're basically getting everybody acclimated with each other.
Yeah.
Both human beings and actors. And, everybody's running around calling each other by their role names. So
that's exactly what I was going to mention next.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all that if you ever get a chance to do, I picked this up the very first day. Because you remember, first thing was I had just pulled up on the set. Remember, because I drove that first time. I wasn't there 5 minutes and a fight broke out. Right. I was like, boy, those are some good ass actors. They wasn't acting. That was real. Right. So I'm like, oh shit. Right. So anyway, I learned then and there. The fun part for me was that you can say stuff to people.
Mm-hmm.
When you're on the sidelines and stuff, and they look at you, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I was in character. I didn't really mean you. I wasn't
Right,
talking to you. I was in character, but really I was meaning that stuff.
You was meaning it.
Because you can get away with it. Because like, what you
Hey.
say? Oh, that was my character talk. That wasn't me. Right. That was so much fun. So go ahead.
But Lauren, everybody knew that you were somewhat of an antagonist. You know, you just you didn't spare anybody.
But I was probably one of the few who didn't get into it with anybody.
You didn't get into it with anybody. And the thing that I liked about you, Lauren, on set, is that you're the consummate teacher. You know, you will drop a tidbit here, a tidbit there, you know, and get folks to actually say, actually, you made our jobs easier. You know, the person that was shooting and myself, we found that having you on set made it a lot easier because you would bring such a rationale to folks that maybe we missed or we wasn't able to express at that point because we were so caught up into our different tasks, you know, but you were able to calm the waters and keep everybody focused. So I really appreciate you for
I'll
that.
tell you why. Because all along I was like, look, I want this thing to get in the can.
That's right.
This is my first time out.
That's right.
I don't want everybody to say like, I'm done.
Yeah,
This
that's
movie,
right.
Right.
So the key word, Lauren, is get it in the can. And that's exactly what we're trying to do here. That's what we're gonna do here with Fatal Betrayal. We're taking this thing, you know, step by step. We're doing it. Hopefully, I'm following industry standards, and I believe I am. You know, and because I'm pretty successful with getting my actors and actors to really embrace their roles. So, you know, so we're taking this thing step by step, and where we're at actually in the process is like ready, set, go. Come June the 28th, the last week of June, I'll be doing some B-roll footage. I'll be doing some preliminary shooting, and what I mean by that is those roles that are smaller for people that are coming from long distances. I'll be shooting them first. Yeah, Lauren.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll shoot those folks first. So you'll be shooting, Lauren, actually in mid-July.
Perfect.
Right after the holidays. So
you mean the 4th of July?
No, after the 4th of July.
Which is my birthday, by the way. Just let
By
you
the
know.
way, yeah.
Don't have my present when I get there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll bring you the pink coat.
Hey, listen, absolutely. And as a matter of fact, you know, I have adopted family there that embraced me some years ago. A woman that has a club on Magnolia. It's called Magnolia Lounge. She's gonna love
Shout
you.
out Magnolia.
Vivian's gonna love you. And we're gonna have a Lauren bash there. So
that'll be great.
Yeah, we'll go in and she just opens her door and she just lets me have at it. So, and as a matter of fact, it's one of our locations. So shouts out to the people of Magnolia Lounge.
There you go, Magnolia Lounge. We're on the way. So
that's right.
Britton, how many people does it take? How many people is it going to take to get this? How many different actors are you? Are you?
Wow, I have, and I'm gonna tell you, this is a large cast for me. And right now, I'm looking at some 15 to 18 people on my cast. You know, I've been on cast where there's a larger amount, but for me, with this being my first feature film, you know, I've done plays, and it's, you know, and with a play, it's much different. You have tons of folks, you know, but with the movie, you want to try to stay as concise and, you know, and consistent as possible. So I've scaled it down now to like 15 people, 15 to 18. Okay. And so it's a big cast. It's a big cast. They got great parts. And the thing that I like about this movie is that it's a thriller. And I need to toss this out there. You know, like in the African American community, when we see horror films and thrillers, You know, it's always either the black guy is getting killed first, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? And you know, we're usually not the ones that are doing the the mass murders and that type of thing.
Yeah.
Where in this film, we doing all of that.
Tearing it
We're
up.
not running from nothing. We killing folks. And the premise, and I can give this away. The premise is it's two women who are on a murderous rampage, and as a result of some early childhood trauma,
Okay.
one of them begins to actually dress herself as she was when she first embraced the trauma, and she's killing all the unfaithful men. And when I say unfaithful men, I mean those that are in position, such as lawyers, doctors, judges. You know what I mean? She's killing these guys that are unfaithful to their wives. It's a quest of hers. And then she elicits a partner. And, and I don't want to give it away, but when you guys see who the two killers are, when you realize it, it's going to be that like, factor, like, wow, because they're really powerful women. And it's like you never would have thought it.
Never would have thought it. Well, listen, when we return, we're going to take a brief break, just a minute or so. When we come back, I'd like to get you to share a little bit about your origin story. Because, I know people, when they hear these kinds of interviews, there's a lot of assumption as how a person got there. And I think it's important that we talk about the journey.
Okay.
And how everything we live is nothing is a mistake. It's just God's way of keeping this shit interesting. We're going to talk about that and a lot more show in front of us. Don't you dare go away. We'll be right back.
You can navigate the legal and emotional journey of divorce and exit a marriage the way you entered it, with mindfulness, love, and respect. Solace Divorce Mediation is a full-service law practice helping couples focus on the health and well-being of children and their forever co-parenting family. Our streamlined divorce journey offers flat fees with an estimated completion time frame of 2 to 4 months. If you or a friend need us, visit solacedivorce.com.
Welcome back to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Lauren Michaels Harrison. Before we get the just awesome, epic Britton Carter back in, I wanted to tell you about how I leveled up a few years back. I got rid of the Diet Coke. It was not serving me, clearly, and I traded it in for this, V8. Why? Well, here's a couple reasons. Number one, it is 100% pure vegetable juice from concentrate, and there's only 60 calories. How do they do it? Only 60 calories in every one of these babies. And guess what? It is delicious. It really is. I used to think it was for old people. Wait a minute. I used to. It is not. It is for whomever is trying to level up. Put something good inside. I like the original, but it comes in a variety of flavors. If you like spicy, they've got spicy. Easy to find. Head down the juice aisle at your local grocer. And guess what? There are 2.5 servings of vegetables in every one of these. So go in and get yourself, pop the top. Don't say I could have had a V8. Say I'm glad I had a V8. Get yours today. Thank you, V8. Welcome back, Britton.
Hey. Hey, thanks for that V8 commercial too. I need to get some.
Yes. It even tastes better when it's free.
I know that's right.
I'm just saying.
I know that's right.
I got cases over there, right? So before the break, I mentioned that. We're gonna try this one more time, real quick, and then when we get done watching the clip, hopefully, I'm putting a hedge of protection around it. I want you to talk about your journey.
Absolutely.
how you got started, some of the things you've gone through, and because I think it's gonna shed some light on why the work you do today is so important to you. So let's take a look one more time, just 2 minutes, you guys. Bear with us. Try this again.
Mr. Cletus Goins. Look at this.
Church, I am so glad we had this time together today.
You are the worst.
What?
Your son comes to see you, and you still act like a jackass.
I'm not some whore, and I'm not some tainted slut. I'm your wife, my nigga.
Today, we're going to talk about transparency. I'm what they say, somebody that's cut from a different cloth.
So for you to be passing judgment on my brother like that is not cool. And isn't passing judgment against someone a sin against God?
I'm getting married, and you get to officiate my big day.
Take your ass on down the road with your narrow ass.
Telling me I can't come in the house because my parole officer came over there and with the drug situation, all that, like looking at me for my past, saying I can't come in your house.
Boy, I ain't got nothing for you here.
He is the asshole of all assholes. I've just dubbed him the king of the heathens.
Are you ever gonna come back home?
Me and mommy got some things to figure out. I promise you, we're working on me coming back home.
Let's go. You can see that I was self-defense. This dude put his hands on me.
So you like going to those strip clubs, don't you? You like hanging up there with them skanky hoes.
Y'all hear me, church. Give me an amen, church. Amen. I said amen.
There we go.
Yeah.
You know,
bravo.
That was great. You know,
Hey,
and a moment I just want to honor Paris. Seeing him triggers me a little bit. You guys, Paris was the guy you saw throw Pop Scudder up against the wall, and
right.
He was he lost his life to senseless violence, not related to the show, but he was at work in a restaurant, right? In the middle of our filming. And so you go through a lot when you're inside these projects. Just life keeps going while you're creating the life inside of the project. I learned a lot. I learned a lot.
And that was really traumatizing for us all, you know. And what was so ironic, Paris was the type of guy that would do anything for anyone. And this particular guy that murdered him, he had just offered him to come on the set and to give him something to do to help the guy, you know. And I talk about that as I talk about my journey and how that relates.
Sure.
So my journey is, you know, is somewhat, of course, to me, it's complex. You know, I started out as, you know, as a little kid, I was molested. This gets difficult. That's why I stumble, because I still relive it. I was molested twice by the age of 8. And as you know, it robs you of your spirit. So, you know, and I didn't have the terminology to express what was going on with me. I just knew that I couldn't tell my Black mother, because in the 60s, in the early 60s, if you had something of that nature happen to you, the stigma was so profound. You know, I would be this or that, all connotation, negative things about you. So that kind of shattered me. And as I grew, I developed this tough skin and this other persona that said that you had to meet every challenge head on, and I had to win at all costs. So that translated into my athletic career. It helped me to become one of the city's best basketball players in Cincinnati. I went on to college, New Mexico Military Institute in Roswell, New Mexico. And here I am, one of three African-American males at a military institute, which I didn't bargain for, the suit, the uniform, and all the things I had to go through. Yeah. So, but what was interesting, and which I don't talk a lot about, is that I became a they call us butter bars, and a butter bar is a second lieutenant.
Okay.
So, so I was fortunate enough to stumble up on a military career as well as a basketball career, and to get an education. Uh, but with fame and some success, things happen. So I was the type of kid that I had so much so early that I was constantly running from the molestation and didn't realize it. So I was always seeking something outside myself to feel better. And once basketball and all those accolades stopped filling those voids, I
Yeah.
started doing other things. So I was smoking a lot of pot, doing drugs, and was dismissed. And and found myself back on my mom's porch, looking to go to another school, looking to get into another career. Just fast forward, ran into some dark moments. We've got prison involved, that type of thing, and doing all of that, I realized that now that I was being trained and conditioned for something. So to sort of stay out of the fray of the negative stuff, I
Yeah.
always wrote. I always wrote. I constantly wrote. I started out journaling. That's a innate thing. You start journaling. So I started doing that. But during my journaling, I would always tell stories because I go back to the times when I was playing basketball and I'd be on the bus. I would always write these little fictional stories. And I found out that I had a knack for telling a story. And it wasn't until at a prison, we had a writer come in from a local newspaper, and someone put me on blast and said, "You need to read his work." Well, she read my work. Uh, she asked to take it with her, and when she came back, she had it was red all over it. And I came to find out that what she did was she critiqued it, and she would had comments on there like naturally gifted storyteller. You should pursue this career, and I did. I did. So eventually,
Wow.
wrote my own play while I was in prison, and the play, ironically, started from a letter that I was writing. A friend of mine had lost his life out here in the streets, and I wanted to address his family. I wanted to address his young wife and his kids, his newborns, and just give them something that they can pick up later in life and say, "Here's a guy, and this is what he said about my dad," and just leave them something. So writing was the only tool that I had, and I wrote it. And as I was writing, I found myself in the wee hours of the night still writing, but it had developed into a story. So I took that story and I developed it into a play, and the play was called it was called The Miracle. So I wrote The Miracle from there, and ironically, uh, I got guys that had been sitting around, in the pod, and they always ask me, "School, what you doing? What you doing? School, what you writing?" Because I'd be writing all night, and I told them about it, and I would get a guy here and there, say, "Here, read this part, read that part." Eventually, it caught fire, and I had a whole cast of guys in prison that were willing and ready and actually performing the play. We performed it in front of one of the social workers who eventually took it to the warden, and the warden allowed me to utilize a couple of the female officers
Wow.
to fill in roles. She also appointed the social worker as my liaison to give me all the tools that I needed to continue that process. And I wrote this play, and Central Office had came down for a special viewing, and once they saw it, they embraced it. And I asked them, I said, "Well, can I show it one more time?" And they said, "One more time?" They said, "You need to show this quarterly, and
Wow.
we'd like for you to film it and show it in the so when you come to CRC, they'll see it, on arrival, And I was like, wow. So you guys want to take it to the institution and as part of their tools, and that's what they wanted to do. And although that never happened because I came to my senses, I'm like, I don't want to limit this to just prison. I want to actually expand on it.
Sure.
And share it with the world, so to speak. And that's what I did. So I was
Awesome.
released from prison, and in 2012, I I showed my play. So briefly I had a 5-year plan, and that was to get my play out and show my play, which I did for 30 days at a local club here in Cincinnati, and that was fantastic. The last showing was on my mother's birthday, which is June the 28th. This is why the date stands out for me. So on my mother's birthday, I did the finale, and it was great. And I got so many people coming up to me because they had an opportunity to understand what addiction was, what it was like, how men live with some of these untold truths about them.
Yeah.
Such as myself being molested twice. It was my therapy,
Right.
and people came to realize that each character, I had 6 guys that were going to prison on a bus, and each character actually was me. It was excerpts from my life, and I was able to vent and deal with this demon, in that way. So fast forward, I decided I got a bright idea to run for city council here in Cincinnati. Again, dealing with demons, telling myself that, I'm better than what they said I was because, I was always kind of boxed in. I had to be either an athlete or I was getting into the street thing. You know what I'm saying? So those were the only 2 things that I was allegedly good at. So uh, once I started doing, writing more plays and acting in other people's productions, movies and whatnot, I developed that. Well, maybe I might be able to step out there on a little faith and,
There you
and
go.
run for city council. And so that's what I did. I threw my hat in the ring and I ran for Cincinnati City Council. Unfortunately, COVID kind of derailed my campaign. So, we'll try it again, but
There
this
you
time
go.
in Atlanta. But I was having a phenomenal amount of success from that. And eventually I just, I ventured off into more and more productions, other folks' productions, and utilizing that acting tool to actually express, what was going on in my life. Because it seemed like every role I had ever gotten was something that allowed me to open the door to vent and deal with those demons, so to speak.
Yeah.
I was
Healing.
always, even right down to, even when we talk about heathen was really something that allowed me to actually exercise those demons. Because here it is, we think that the church is the place to protect us. That's our protection, that's our refuge.
Yeah.
And I thought so in the early days. One of the things I was thinking, why would a God allow this to happen to me? You
Oh,
know,
yes.
so I
Have we
found
not
my
all said that or asked that?
yeah.
Amen to that.
So
Yes.
yeah, so I was, I mean, truthfully, I was pissed off at him, or her, or who, whatever entity. I
Them.
was
Right,
pissed.
right,
I was pissed. I was
right.
like, well, you let this happen to me, and which led me to seeing my molester, later on in life, and being confronted with a situation where, I almost caused bodily harm to him, and I was confronted with, what do you do? Do you rise above this? You know, and
Even all these years later.
all these years later, I mean, it came rushing back,
Right.
and my child was in the car, and she said, "Daddy, no." And it stopped me from doing something that I would have really
There's a
regretted.
good one. Let
Yeah,
me just put this out there. Spicy Gray.
yeah.
Shout out to Spicy Gray, the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour.
Mhm,
Said from Texas, right?
mhm,
Down in
mhm.
Texas. Said he was molding you. Absolutely right. You got some celebrities in the house today. There's one. And look
Okay.
who else is here today. Boss Pearl, another
Hey,
screenwriter. Yes, out in
my
Phoenix.
dad.
Yes, he's here today. So glad, and all of you, so glad you're here. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
So,
So,
we got about 1 minute left,
okay.
and I
So,
wanted to go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
No,
go
you
ahead.
finish.
Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to ask you this. So, if you had to sum it up in one line, you know, the road traveled from there to here.
Okay.
What would you say has been the most joyful piece that you carry with you today? And that can be PIECE or PEACE, your choice. What is the most joyful piece that you can say, I do it all again because of what it brought me to? See, I don't believe in mistakes. I believe everything led me to this moment with you. So how bad could it have truly been? So what say you about this?
So I would say, thank you, God, for giving me a platform to be able to touch those whose voices couldn't be heard, the voiceless, and allowing me to be able to touch those that actually needed people like you and I, Lauren.
Yeah. Amen. You gave me chills, seriously, when you said that, because, you know, I want to leave everybody with this today. You know, once we do whatever we need to do to remove that blanket of shame that is not even a part of anything you've ever lived, you start to see how you were chosen. Think about it. Every miracle, every parable.
That's right.
We're all created through those that were looked over, the less than, those on mute, if you will. And so be grateful for everything that has ever hurt you, everything that has ever abused you, every lie that was ever told, and every betrayal you ever lived. Bless them, forgive them, and thank them, because guess what? We couldn't have got here without them. How bad could they truly have been? Thank you so much, Britton. So looking forward to seeing you soon.
You froze.
All right, we're back just in time to say goodbye. Go ahead.
And before you say goodbye, I got to. I'd be remiss if I didn't. Shouts out to Spicy Gray. Love you, love you, love you. Shout out to Boss Pearl, who helped open the door for this career for me. Love you both.
Boss Pearl, man, he's been here. We got to get you back again, Boss Pearl. He's shooting right now. Out there, I believe. Yeah. So, and thank you all. Listen, as we get out of here, let me leave you with this. Be your best. Get out today and change the world.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you give